What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to another updated track guide for 2020 Season 4 of the Global MX5 series on iRacing. We're doing Okayama short again. Just noticed that this picture is a little bit wonky. Sorry if that's distracting. Don't know what's going on there, I'll have to fix that. Let's jump right in. Heading across the start-finish line. Going to be in 4th gear, and then we head under the Dunlop bridge up ahead, and then we brake for turn number 1. Braking points I like to use are the tyre marks on the track. It's very simple. You guys should know by now that one of my favourite things to use is any sort of marking on the track, as it's exactly where my car is going to be. It's almost impossible to miss. So we're going to be braking hard down to 3rd gear and then bleeding off the brakes as we turn in. Our goal here is to get the passenger side tyres to clip the curb on the inside of turn 1. As you get closer and closer to the apex, bleed off that brake, and then just as you're about to hit the curb, feed that power back in, and your car will naturally drift all the way out wide to the left hand side of the track, which will set you up perfectly for turn number 2. Heading into turn number 2, still in 3rd gear. As for the braking point, we're going to use the white line on the extreme left of the track, where that changes colour from dirty off-white to a bright white. We're going to be diving into turn number 2 as it links very nicely to turn 3 and 4. They're all combined. It's a sequence of corners. You don't take a traditional racing line round this first part. You dive right in and aim to apex as late as possible. So I'm just going to pause it here. As you can see, I was having a bit of difficulty getting the car into 2nd gear, and also on the throttle and brake trace you can see that my braking was very gentle in comparison to the first turn. Just holding onto that brake, trying to keep the weight on the front of the car, getting the car to turn as much as it possibly can, and about this point here where you start feeding the power back in. For turn number 3, you're going to take a nice tight line, even using some of the dirt on the inside. Once again, I'm just going to pause it here as we transition between turn 3 and 4. As you can see, when I turn from right to left, I lift off the throttle and shift up to 3rd gear. I find that this is a nice, comfortable, stable way to get the car turned in and on the inside of turn number 4, which is exactly what we need. And then we just balance that throttle, balance the power as we're on the curbs. The more curb you take, the less throttle you need to apply, using all of the track on exit. Then it's just a short sprint down into the last section already. So for the first of the 2 hairpins, we're going to be braking just after the 50-metre board. I like to brake and turn in at the same time, braking reasonably heavy initially, dropping it down to 2nd gear, and then trail braking as we get close to the curb on the inside. Top tip for this turn is to keep it as tight as possible and get on the power as early as possible. But once again, keep in mind that if you are on the curb, you cannot be as aggressive on the throttle. Then we use all the track on exit, leave it in 2nd gear, and try and cut back over to the middle of the track for the second of the 2 hairpins. Trail brake in, keep it nice and tight, get on the power nice and early. But once again, because we're on the curb, we need to be nice and smooth. Then we're up to 3rd on exit, through the 2nd last turn, which is much of a nothing turn really. You can take it flat out, as you can see I did here. And then immediately after the 2nd last turn, we're faced with our braking point for the last turn. Just the end of the curb on our left. As you can see, I even brake when my car is in the dirt. It then rotates my car a little bit and helps with my turning. This is a little bit unconventional, I'd say. However, it's something I've just got used to after months of racing the MX5. It's become familiar to me. And as you can see, I begin to trail brake up until we hit that curb, and then we apply the power nice and smoothly. Once again, we're on the curb. We need to be a bit smoother than normal. You can use all the track on exit and even more. 2 wheels in the kitty litter, doesn't even matter. And it's a sprint to the start-finish line in 4th gear, crossing the line with a time of 1:3:26. If you did enjoy the content, guys, don't go anywhere, because we've got the Uninterrupted lap coming up now. As always, drop a like, hit that subscribe button, drop a comment down below as well. Catch you guys next time.
1:4.405. One minute 0.32.